Alright guys, welcome back to the Combustion Guys YouTube channel, and we are hunting NASCAR paint schemes. So we're going to take a look at the paint schemes that have already released for the NASCAR 2025 season, and we're going to see which ones we like, which ones we don't like, and we're then going to give you what, in my opinion, are my top 5 paint schemes for 2025. So let's get started. Alright, right off the bat we got Ross Chastain, and obviously Ross Chastain started off with the Trackhouse paint scheme for Bowman Gray, along with all the sponsors included on it. But I actually thought that this was a very nice paint scheme, along with Shane Van Gisbergen's. Very nice to get that Trackhouse branding out there. It looked pretty good. And obviously kind of probably a throwaway paint scheme for them as well, just so they didn't have to get a whole sponsorship going for the Bowman Gray. But still, nice to get that brand awareness out, and cars look really, really good. Then, of course, we've got the Kubota paint scheme, which this one, once again, looks really, really good. Love the Kubota paint schemes. You kind of get that little tractor feel with the hood louvers up in the front, along with the Kubota badge. But yeah, having this orange rocket to go around, it looks really, really good. So I like that paint scheme for sure. Taking a look at Team Penske's, had the new frontliner. I don't know, the new frontliner paint schemes I haven't really been a big fan of. They've been kind of blah. This one's gives you a little more texture, but still, it's just, it doesn't look as good. It looks better in the render than it does here, so I'm not sure, but just, it's not one of my favorites. Obviously Menards coming back with Maytag. It's a Menards paint scheme. Got Auto Trader, so that's going to be a nice new orange paint scheme again with the chrome wheels. That looks pretty good. And Discount Tire will return once again, and that is it. So not too bad. Auto Trader there looks like they have a few more orange paint schemes, so that's kind of nice. Then we got Snap-on on there as well. Richard Childress paint scheme. We got the new Bass Pro Shops with Winchester on the sides. So we got some new camo, and also got the new little added stripe that they're doing here for their other partners, which that's pretty cool. Looks pretty good. And then right here we got Titan Risk Solutions. They are back for the Cup and Xfinity. Not bad looking paint scheme. Looks better on the Xfinity cars than the Cup car, but still not bad. And then we got the Dow paint scheme. This one they've added a lot more texture to, and a lot more stripes, a lot more elements. It looks much, much better. The only thing I can see right here is how they've kind of redone the 3. The 3 looks a little bit off with having basically like the black 8 outline going on here with all the stripes going on, but still, not bad. Looks pretty good. Then we got the new Noah Gragson paint schemes for front row. We got the True Timber Camo paint scheme that ran in Bowman Gray. That was a beautiful paint scheme. Really like that. Hope this one makes its comeback for a few other races. We also got the new Rush Truck Centers, a huge improvement over 2024's paint scheme. This one looks beautiful, going back to those beautiful Clint Boyer paint schemes like that as well. Looks great. And then we got the Zip paint schemes, which you actually get the products on the side of the car showing up. That looks pretty cool. But yeah, that's a nice bright paint scheme. Definitely like that. And then Miller Tech. That's a nice paint scheme. I think that's what, lithium batteries? Okay. But yeah, that is also a very striking paint scheme. Looks really good. So that's nice. Like that. Hendricks and Kyle Larson. We got the HendricksCars.com. That's making its return. We got the Valvoline car. A little bit more red than blue. So red, white, and blue in some aspects. Doesn't look too bad. And the original motor oil. Nice how they incorporated that into the little stripe right there. That's nice. And then the HendricksCars.com. It's not a whole lot of change. Valvoline paint schemes that are red are not really my favorite. I'm more of a predominantly blue and white when it comes to Valvoline paint schemes. It doesn't look bad though, but just not one of my favorites. And then we got Brad Keselowski 2025. We got the Build Submarines paint scheme. That thing is back. We also got a nice little poster with all the paint schemes right there, which we'll have to look at a little bit later. We got Solomon Plumbing. Those are coming back, and I really do like these paint schemes, the nice green on them. So it looks like they added more white to the paint scheme this year than last year. So it's going to be more predominantly on the white side, but still getting that nice green in there with the gold. do like that paint scheme. That looks good. And then we got the new Cottonelle as well with the Kroger branding. And I like how they did the new Kroger branding with the cut on the hood. I like how that is incorporated with the nice round hood. That looks really, really good. So that's a pretty paint scheme. And you can kind of see literally the weave of the toilet paper on the side of the car. That's good branding. I like that. That's pretty good. Castrol paint scheme is back, and boy, that render right there picture looks really, really good. I like that. That looks very, very nice. We got Bodyguard here in the black and gold, kind of yellow colors. That looks good. That's going to be neat to see on track. We got Pharmaceuticals. Those back on the car. We got Consumer Cellular. That is back. A beautiful looking paint scheme like that last year. Looks really good here. Got that orange and blue. So that looks sweet. And then the 60s is going to be a little bit different there with orange fading into blue. So a little bit of a different branding there. And then Kroger, just the Kroger racing paint scheme. The white, predominantly white number 6 there. That looks really, really good. So that's nice. And then of course here we go. Good look at that Castrol paint scheme. That is a pretty Castrol paint scheme. Love me some good green, white, and red paint schemes. Those things are beautiful. And then Build Submarines. I was always saying that. Those always nice paint schemes. Always reminds me of Battleship, the game. That's what it always reminds me of, is Battleship. So that's kind of fun. So definitely like a lot of those paint schemes. RFK always has a lot of really good paint schemes going on. Then taking a look at the number 7 of Spy Motorsports and Justin Haley, we got the Fraternal Order of Eagles. No idea who that actually is or what they do, but that is what they are. And good looking paint scheme. Got the nice bright highlighter yellow contrasting with the deep black with the logo. Looks pretty good. It looks like that is the only paint scheme they got, but still, not a bad one. And then we got Kyle Busch. We got Kyle Busch with Bank of the Ozarks, I think, or OZK. I think that's Bank of the Ozarks. I'm not totally sure if that's what that is, but can't get a good look at the paint scheme, but I kind of do like the black, and then it's kind of like arrow to arrow pointing forwards on the car. That looks pretty good. And then of course we got the Lucas Oil paint scheme. A little bit blander, it seems, from last year, but still not bad. But definitely seems a little blander than it used to be. But still, Lucas Oil, be a good looking paint scheme nonetheless. Then we go to everybody's favorite driver, Chase Elliott, and he's got quite a few paint schemes. We got Universe making its return. Nice green color here, along with almost like the Raptor yellow color coming on the line here with nice flat gray. That's a decent looking paint scheme. I kind of like that. We got the brighter blue Napa paint scheme. Definitely like that. Lumar. Yeah. What did Lumar do here? I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. Lumar kind of messed up on that paint scheme. Just a tad. I'm not sure what they're trying to go with that, but that's that doesn't look as good. And then we got Prime. The new Prime paint scheme, that looks pretty decent, all things considered. Kind of bland, but still not bad. Nice blue. And then we got the Kelly Blue Book paint scheme. That hasn't changed from last year, doesn't look like. And then we have the white Napa paint scheme. Not one of my favorites, but it exists, so. And then we got the Ty Dillon paint scheme for college racing. We got the Seabest Seafood to Love. And this paint scheme looked pretty good on track, honestly. I kind of liked it. So that's a good looking paint scheme. Very, very nice. And then also got the nice branding on there from college as well with the numbers and stuff. But it's a good looking car. And Denny, we got the Denny man in here. And we got Sports Clips. Sports Clips hasn't really changed that much from last year. Basically the same, so not really any big upgrade to that. Obviously no FedEx paint schemes this year or Mavis paint schemes, but Sport Clips on there. Doesn't look bad, not one of my favorites. And then National Debt Relief. I mean, they're keeping the same basic branding going on, so I mean that's kind of a smart way to get the graphics done, is just keeping it almost identical to the last one. So that's kind of smart use on their part printing wise, so kind of trying to save some money, looks like. And then we've got Ryan Blaney, and Ryan Blaney has amazingly a lot more paint schemes. So we got Auto Advance, or Advanced Auto Parts, and a lot more black going on with the red to the yellow, so they changed this up a little bit, it looks like. I like it, looks pretty decent. Then we got Discount Tire, that hasn't changed much. We got Wabash, or Wabash. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I'm going to go with Wabash though. And I do like the color fade in and out. That looks pretty good. So not a bad looking paint scheme. We got ourselves a Menards paint scheme. Yep. And we got Dit Wizard, which Dit Wizard paint schemes, those do look pretty good typically. And then we got the Worth, which the new fade in of colors and stuff, that looks pretty decent. And then of course we had the Great Lakes Fluorine Menards car. It's Menards car, and at the end of the day, it's Menards. All of them kind of look the same once you group them together. So, I mean, they're nice, bright colors, but it's a Menards paint scheme. So, we've seen it before. And we've got the number 16 of AJ Allmendinger. Let's see, he's only got one paint scheme then, currently, and that's Campers in RV. I do like the orange on it. The orange on it's pretty good. And definitely nice color branding, so not too bad. Then we get back to more RFK paint schemes. We've got ourselves the Treetop Apple Juice Kroger paint scheme. This one I like, with obviously green, but also I like apple juice, so that kind of works out really good. So nice looking paint scheme, like that. Yeah, look at that. That's a nice looking paint scheme. I do like that one. Moving on, we got Travelers, or Travel Center, there we go, of America. This was a nice paint scheme last year. I did like that. So kind of got that blue and red to white vibe, but it reminds me of something else. I can't quite put my finger on it. It reminded me of it this last year as well, but I just can't remember what the brand is that I'm thinking of. But it gives me some throwback vibes to something. But still, it's a good looking paint scheme. I like it. Then we got pharmaceuticals, and then we got Fifth Third Bank. I do like the new Fifth Third Bank. That looks good. A lot of stuff going on. We got the nice green to the blue with the white, and you got the nice big logo there on the hood. I like that. That looks really, really good. Also, we got Prosper, Texas in here, of course. We gotta mention that. Nice, like that. And then we've got the just Kroger Racing scheme, so you can kind of see primarily blue to Kozlowski's primarily white. This is kind of almost a half and half paint scheme, as it's kind of half blue, half white, compared to Priest's predominantly blue. So, I like these Kroger Racing paint schemes. They look good. And here we go, better look at this paint scheme here. That looks really, really good. I don't know, I just like that paint scheme. The way it's put together is just really nice. And then Build Submarines, that's going to be basically the same for all three cars, but still, cool looking paint scheme nonetheless. And the new Fastenal paint scheme. Ooh, here we go. So where industry meets innovation. This is pretty cool, because instead of having a solid blue, now you got some white coming up from the back, kind of sweeping in the like the dash of the car there, the very end of the hood, and that is, I don't know, that is really good looking. And then of course you got the chrome blue numbers, and also you got the white kind of coming up here through the hood or the roof too. Man, that's a good looking paint scheme. Man, that's kind of one of my favorites now. Wow, that's good looking. And then we got Chase Briscoe. He's moving over to Joe Gibbs Racing. Not a whole lot of paint schemes released for him yet, just the Bass Pro, and I do like the Bass Pro. You got the flat gray outline going on with the orange, and then you got, of course, the camo on the car as well. But man, I really do like the Bass Pro Shop paint scheme. They did a really good job redoing this. Obviously got Cabela's on there as well. But yeah, that is a good looking paint scheme. I like that. So we'll have to see what Chase Briscoe does, but definitely a good looking paint scheme. Sad to see, not to see Menards in the Cup Series, or not Menards, Mahindra. Sad to see Mahindra not in the Cup Series anymore, because it's cool to see tractor companies in the Cup Series racing. So that's kind of a bummer, but still, good looking paint scheme. There we got the 20 of Christopher Bell. We've got the Lightning Interstate batteries with a much bigger logo on the side. Looks good. Looks good. About the same as last year, so no big change there, other than the logo being bigger, so that's nice. We've got the Mobile 1 paint scheme. I'm not sure. It's never been one of my favorites. This paint scheme style. It's good, but I don't know. Just it's not being one of my favorites at the moment. Then we get Reese's Fine Foods. That one looks pretty decent. I'm not sure about the side, but the front nose of the car with the rest of it seems to put it together pretty good. That's not a bad paint scheme. DeWalt here. That's interesting. Added some more sponsors right down here. You got the DeWalt here. You still got a big empty space right here. It's kind of funny they actually put like the arrow right here on the side of the car to point to the DeWalt. That's kind of funny. It's not bad. Looks better than it did last year. So that's a good take on it. Ooh, green paint scheme. Okay, so that's kind of throwing it back to some of his earlier paint schemes with in the Xfinity series. That one looks really good, but this, see how much empty space we have here? There's so much empty space that we could use to do something with. So it's not bad once again, but this needs a lot of work. The paint scheme itself looks good, but the use of space with the sponsor isn't that great. But not bad. Alright, taking a look at the Wood Brothers. We got Josh Berry in there. Did a decent job at the Clash, I thought, but good looking throwback paint scheme. Really do like that. Nice flat red. I do like some of these flat color cars just without the paint scheme. Just really gives you that nice throwback vibe, and this one did an excellent job at doing that. Really good looking car. Looks like that is the only car they have, so we'll see what they run for Daytona. I'm gonna imagine that's gonna be the base Wood Brothers paint scheme. They're probably gonna bring that back, but this throwback paint scheme was really good. So we'll see what they run for 500, but I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be like the typical Hunt Brothers. Oh, Hunt Brothers, good night. Is it Hunt Brothers? No, it's Wood Brothers. Wood Brothers paint scheme. So I'm gonna guess that's what they're gonna run. It's the traditional Hunt Brothers, Wood Brothers paint scheme. There's too many brothers in NASCAR. Man, now I want pizza too. Good night. And we have the current reigning champion, Logano. And I like a lot. This is an excellent paint scheme. I'm gonna guess this is his 500 paint scheme, because this thing is, wow, that is good. Yeah, Hunt Brothers Pizza, no wonder, man, I'm getting hungry. Anyways, look at that beautiful paint scheme with the red faded to yellow to white. Man, that is a good paint scheme. That is excellent looking. And also the new Pennzoil base scheme here. A little less red on the car, more yellow. I did like how that kind of faded in with the stripes and stuff. That was a good job. So this is, I don't know, the new Pennzoil paint scheme. That's definitely making me a fan. And then Auto Trader in the predominantly blue instead of predominantly orange. Decent looking paint scheme, like that. Yeah, but the new Pennzoil paint scheme, I really do like that. Hunt Brothers Pizza, though. I don't know, I feel like I need a pizza slice hiding on the race car somehow, and it's not there. It's very bland. I don't know, I really do like, I mean, could we incorporate the sponsor's colors a little bit more on the car with a little more white and red? Could we do a little bit more of that? Because this is just very bland, but man, this paint scheme up here, I'm gonna guess this has to be the 500 paint scheme. I'm hoping this is the 500 paint scheme, because this thing is beautiful. That is a beautiful looking race car. Not a fan of this guy, but this race car, I like this race car very much. This thing looks beautiful. So, dude, you've got a good race car. Okay, good race car, dude. Alright, we're looking at the 1123 of Bubba Wallace and Lolitos. Yep. Taking a look at the 24 of William Byron, we got Liberty University back. Not a big change there, about the same as last year. We do have a big change though on the Valvoline car, as this, I believe, last year was flat gray. That was one of the most hideous paint schemes I think I've ever seen. This, I feel like it's kind of busy, but it still gets and incorporates the sponsor's colors into the car much better than some. So I like it, but I'm also kind of I don't know, it feels very busy. It's not bad, but it just feels busy. And then we got HP, and that is a horrible use and lack of use of the car. There's no logos. The car's, there's nothing on it. Then we got Raptor though. Raptor, I don't know, the Raptor paint schemes I've been a fan of. These look really, really good. So very, very nice color right here. I think it's going to look better from the render because this kind of makes it feel flat. I think it'll look much better in track. And then we got the new Exalta base scheme where we got flames coming up from the front of the car. Definitely getting that Jeff Gordon influence there. And a better use of the Exalta logo as well, as we're incorporating the flames into Exalta. Like that a whole lot. That looks much, much, much better. So, those are some nice paint schemes. Alright, we got the 34 of Gilliland. Of course, we got Long John Silver's. That was the car we've already seen. Now I want some chicken. But, yeah, and we also got new sponsors on here as well, which is interesting. But, yeah, Long John Silver's. Nice looking car. And then we got Rudy Bush. Rudy Bush. You tell me how that, what that company is pronounced. The Big R sponsor. They've got a very nice looking logo, honestly. I like this logo. That's very good. That's a decent looking paint scheme. Going to be interesting to see if that's gloss or metallic looking paint, but looks really, really good. And I know it's not paint, but the colors is what we're looking at. Then we got the Generator 34. This looks like a practice car. Test car. That's very... I mean, if it's at a night race, it'll look good, but any other race is gonna be very, very bland. Also, black race cars and heat. Yeah, that guy's gonna be pretty hot up there. And then we got Grillo's Pickles, and they got the pickle texture on the side of the car with a white hood as well to really give you, and with the letters on the side as well, kind of gives you a throwback kind of vibe to the car as well. And we got Mr. Piccolo here all over the race car as well. Interesting. That's an interesting looking car. Nice sponsor. And then we got Love's back on the 34 as well. Same paint scheme basically, different driver. Good looking paint scheme nonetheless. Interesting paint schemes there. Then we got the new driver on the block, Riley Herbst, in the Monster Energy Mobile. And he's only got one paint scheme, it looks like, and that's going to be Monster Energy, the flat black with the green accents. Not bad, not bad. I really do want to see Monster Energy do a better job at representing the other energy drinks, like maybe Mango Loco, or some other flavors, like Rio Punch, just some of the other flavors. I'd like to see a paint scheme with other paint schemes. I mean, they have such beautiful can art anyways with their energy drinks, and this is the only race car we can get. I think we can do better, Monster. I think we can do a lot better. There we got Zane Smith in 38. We had Speedy Cash at the Clash, and we got Binny Bone. Dogs dig us? Yeah, dig us. Also, it helps with the zoomies. Anyways, nice paint scheme. Looks pretty decent. Not one of my favorites, but it's decent. And then we got the big, bright, lime green Speedy Cash car. I like that car very, very much. Lime green flames, big fan. Big fan. That's a nice looking race car, especially as it fades out to black as well. Just makes that lime green pop pretty good. So that's a nice looking paint scheme. And then we've got the Haas Factory team. It is back, and we got a few different looks at the paint scheme here. So basically just HaasTuning.com all across the board. Looks like we might have Andy's Custard on board, but other than that, not really many sponsors on this car. Honestly, it looks like every other 41 that we've seen so far with Haas branding, so not really that impressive, but it looks better, it looks different from years past, so we'll say that it's improved, but not really that different from what we've seen in the past. So not bad, but definitely not different. Then we've got the 42 Dollar Tree paint scheme with Legacy Motor Club. Then we got the 43 Family Dollar. Honestly, the same thing, although they did change it up a little bit from last year. It was didn't have these nice hash marks on the side of the car, but I don't know, just it's not one of my favorite paint schemes. Then we've got the 45 of Tyler Reddick. At the end of the day, Michael Jordan paint scheme. That's all it is. Then we've got the new Hayek Motorsports there, and we got Sunny D currently as the primary sponsor on the car. We'll have to see if any other sponsors join in. I'm going to assume that we're going to see NOS Energy on this car as well with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. But Sunny D paint scheme, always love these. Looks really good. So a nice, good, stable paint scheme for these guys to be running week in and week out. It's a good looking paint scheme. Then we got the Hendrick Motorsports 48 of Alex Bowman. They changed it up, went back to kind of a Jimmy Johnson feel with kind of the black logo. So basically what you got is black two-tone going on here, and then you got the purple and pink pinstriping on the side, which is, I mean, it's pretty good actually, because now as I'm looking at it, it really does make the 48 Ally Do It Right in white. It makes that pop really, really good. So as I'm looking at that right here at the Bowman Gray, that's a good looking paint scheme. So good job by them. Then we got the 51 of Rick Ware here. We got a few different paint schemes. This one's the 15. We'll have to look at that later. But we got the 51 paint scheme, American Red Cross, Mighty Firebreaker. Good looking paint scheme. Honestly, it looks really, really good. Kind of an old throwback to something. I can't remember the paint scheme, but it does feel like a nice throwback paint scheme to a paint scheme of old. But it's good. Makes it pop really good with the white going into the red to the blue. Makes it look very, very, very nice. And then of course we'll go ahead and cover the 15 car here for Rick Ware as well. That's going to be part-time, sounds like. But the 15 looks pretty decent. Jerry Hunt. Not sure if we'll see a 15 at Daytona yet. I don't recall if anyone's driving that or not, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But good looking paint scheme for the Clash anyways. Then we got the 54 of Ty Gibbs. We do have Say LTL Freight. We got them. They're on board, and that's a decent looking paint scheme. Kind of gets messed up with the Monster Energy sponsorship there on the back end of the car. Not sure why Monster Energy insists on doing that. Really kind of messes up paint schemes in my opinion. But it's a decent looking paint scheme nonetheless. And of course, flat black Monster Energy paint scheme. Where have we seen that one before? Then of course we got one of the newer paint schemes on the block, and that is the 60 of Ryan Preece. We got, of course, the Fastenal paint scheme, and this one's kind of similar to Chris Buescher's, except we're going to get, instead of having the white up here, we've got the matte black going on. So really good looking paint scheme with him. And then of course we're going to have the Solomon Plumbing car on his car as well. That's going to look good. We also got the half and half here. This is kind of interesting. So Castrol in the front, and then Travero Center of America on the back. That's going to be an interesting looking paint scheme. I'm not sure where they're running that, but that's going to be an interesting looking paint scheme to see. And then of course got the Fastenal paint scheme right there. Then of course we've got Mohawk Northeast Incorporated. I believe that's Construction, and that's a good looking paint scheme. I like the big giant M logo on the hood there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's a nice paint scheme. Also nice to see him being able to bring in his own funding as well. So that's cool for Ryan Preece. Then of course we're going to see him in the half and half Consumer Cellular car, where you got orange in the front and then that deep flat blue in the back, kind of fading in and out. That's pretty cool. We also got, of course, just the Kroger Racing paint scheme right here in the promo. That was a good looking paint scheme like that. And then of course he's going to be running the Castrol 60 car, which is going to be the same paint scheme that Kostowski's running. Beautiful looking paint scheme, love that. And then Build Submarines as well, which is the same as all of the RFK cars, but still good looking paint scheme nonetheless. Then we got Michael McDowell. He's got the 71 Mobile. Of course he's going to have Blaster, or as most people know it, PB Blaster. He's going to have them on the car. That is beautiful looking race car. I love these paint schemes. Kind of sad that they moved away from BJ McLeod, but they want to be in the race, so it makes sense. But still, really good looking paint scheme right here. And then of course we also got his Workforce paint scheme. He ran this at Bowman Gray. He's going to be running it at Phoenix and Richmond. That's a really good paint scheme. I do like that one as well. That one looks really, really good. And of course we can see it right here at Charlotte being tested for the Bowman Gray. But I like that paint scheme. Looks good. Then we've got the 77 of Carson Spin You Out and Wreck Ya Hocevar. Yeah. I must say, the Ziegler Auto Group paint scheme, that one is a pretty one. I do like that. And also we got the Chili's sponsorship going on with the team as well, so that's pretty neat. We got Minor Dock Stores and More. That's a pretty paint scheme, honestly. That one looks really, really good. About to see how many of these paint schemes end up getting wrecked, but definitely some interesting paint scheme. Delaware Life, and not one of my favorites there, but interesting. But yeah, definitely the miners or minor dock stores and more. That one's a nice looking paint scheme, and the Ziegler Auto Group. That's a really nice looking paint scheme, especially with the blacker rim color going on with the wheels. That looks really, really good there. So, nice paint scheme. And then we have the iconic 88 returning. Of course, we had it with a little bit of Red Bull and Trackhouse right there on the board. So that is really good looking paint scheme. Like that at the Clash. That looked cool. We also got the Red Bull, at least the advertisement or the promo paint scheme there, of course, at New Smyrna Speedway. And that is very, very pretty car. And of course we got the 87 as well, Carter Zilich, which will be making a few starts, so that's pretty. But nice to see Red Bull back in the picture, and good looking cars as well. And also nice use of the front nose there to get WeatherTech.com on board as well. And then of course the iconic, I think this is going to be an iconic paint scheme, WeatherTech paint scheme for SVG. Love it. Looks beautiful. Then one of our other paint schemes to look at is Daniel Suarez, and currently the only paint scheme we have is Freeway.com. The Freeway.com paint schemes though are good though. You get that lime green with the white and the blue. Makes it kind of pop out pretty good typically. So nice looking race car. See how he does this year. That'll be interesting. We also got some one-time off paint schemes here. So we're gonna look at the part-time guys. We got Corey LaJoy gonna be trying to make it into the 500 with the 01 Duramax Liquid Armor paint scheme. Well, we'll have to see if the 12 fans out in the stands like this paint scheme or not, but not one of my favorites. We also have the return of an icon. We got Montreux Jr. He's going to be coming back with the Bass Pro Shop car in the 56, bringing Tricon Garage. We all know this is Joe Gibbs Racing, but Tricon Garage are making their first start in the Great American Race. And they're going to be trying to get Montreux Jr. into the show with the 56 car to help him try and win a Daytona 500. Good looking paint scheme. I like the orange 56. That's cool. I like that. So that's a good looking paint scheme. I like that one. And then of course we got the 87 of Carter Zilich, which we already saw, and that'll be racing at COTA this year. So we'll see how if they make any changes to the Red Bull paint schemes or not, but still good looking paint schemes. I'm gonna guess they're gonna put some sponsors here in the white. That's what I'm gonna guess, but still nice looking paint scheme with Red Bull back. Looks good either way. Alrighty guys, so we're not gonna do this in any particular order. We're just going to take a look at the paint schemes and give you what my top 5 are. And we gotta go right here. This is gotta be a top 5, and that's going to be SVG in the WeatherTech 88. That's in my top 5. That is a beautiful looking paint scheme. Honestly, I got to get a die cast for that at some point, but that is a beautiful looking race paint scheme, and can't wait to see what he does this year. So that's obviously already in the top 5. Beautiful looking paint scheme. It's clean. It's red, white, and blue. It's just beautiful. It's a great looking paint scheme. Now technically these are 2 different paint schemes because of 2 different drivers, but we're going to say it's one, and that's going to be the Castrol 6 and 60. I love this Castrol paint scheme, and I can't wait to see it on track. But beautiful looking cars, so that is just man, love it. So that's in number 2 there. So we got 3 more to go. Let's see who else we got in the top 5. But SVG and the Castrol paint scheme for RFK gotta be there. And we gotta put in SpeedyCash.com. Nice to see Zane Smith getting a chance to stay in the Cup Series. We'll have to see how he does, but bringing back the bright lime green flames to the black race car with the number 38 Speedy Cash. Love that. So that's gotta be in my top 5 favorite paint schemes. That's just beautiful looking. And I gotta put this one in here. So we already got, let's see, we got SVG, we've got the Castrol paint schemes, and we've got, what was the other one? We got the Speedy Cash of Zane Smith. We got to put this Fastenal mainly white paint scheme, because I don't know why. It is such a good looking paint scheme. That's just really, really good. Man, I don't know. I can't describe why it looks so good, but it is. They just changed it up so much, and the colors on it just look really, really good. So can't wait to see this car on track. And guys, I do not like the driver. I don't really actually like the team technically either. But I've got to give credit where credit is due. This paint scheme right here is really, really good looking. Just the red nose fading into the yellow, fading into the white with the shell. It's just a beautiful paint scheme. It's got so much going on, but it's so simple at the same time. It's just such a pretty paint scheme. No, I do not like the team. No, I don't necessarily like the driver. But the paint scheme is really, really good, and I have to give credit where credit is due. It is a good looking paint scheme. So there are the top 5 paint schemes that I think so far starting into the season that look really, really good, and those have got to be the paint schemes that do it. So anyways guys, that is going to be it for us today. Let me know what paint schemes are your favorites, and obviously we got paint schemes that are going to pop up of course after I do this, so we'll have to see what paint schemes do pop up in the future, but those are currently my top 5 paint schemes. Let me know what you think and what favorite paint schemes you have down in the comments, and we'll see you guys here next time on the Combustion Guys. Maybe we'll be hunting more paint schemes. Bye bye.